In the quiet village of Kuai, life moved slowly, much like the calm river that wound its way through the land. Boys grew up to become farmers, fishermen, or carpenters, just as their fathers had before them. The girls, after completing secondary school, would marry young, raising families and tending to their households. To the people of Kuai, education ended with the ability to read and write. They had heard of universities, but they seemed distant, like tales from another world. Life in Kuai was predictable, as dependable as the sunrise and sunset. But change has a way of finding even the most remote places. One day, the stillness of Kuai was broken. A group of city students arrived on an excursion, their arrival causing an unprecedented stir. Their brightly colored clothes, polished shoes, and confident demeanor were a stark contrast to the villagers' simple ways. They spoke of a life filled with opportunities, technology, and dreams far beyond the boundaries of Kuai. The students demonstrated how machines could simplify farming and construction, leaving the villagers awestruck. For the first time, Kuai's people saw education as something more than basic literacy. It was a doorway to a life they hadn't dared imagine. Among those captivated by this vision was the village chief. As he observed the students, he thought, "This is what our children could become." The villagers gathered beneath the ancient tree at the heart of Kuai, a place where decisions were made and stories were shared. One child, they decided, must go to the city to learn this new way of life. The decision was unanimous. Fake would be the one. Fake was no ordinary girl. She was bright, observant, and kind, always lending a hand to her neighbors and bringing joy to the elders with her laughter. The villagers rallied behind her, pooling resources, money, food, and blessings for her journey. With a heart full of hope and a small bag of belongings, Fake left Kuai. As she walked toward the city, the villagers watched with a mix of pride and tears. She carried not just their dreams but their trust, their belief in a brighter future. The city was overwhelming. Towering buildings loomed over bustling streets, and the hum of activity was constant. Fake felt like a tiny drop in a vast ocean, but she reminded herself of the responsibility she bore. School was challenging. At first, Fake struggled to find her place among her peers, many of whom came from wealth and privilege. Her simple clothes set her apart, and whispers followed her wherever she went. Yet Fake refused to let this deter her. She studied diligently, her determination shining brighter with each passing day. She found a friend in Toshi, a city girl who became her guide and confidant. Toshi taught her to navigate the complexities of city life, offering support when the challenges felt insurmountable. Despite her hardships, nights spent hungry and days filled with relentless effort, Fake persevered. She remembered the faces of her family and neighbors, the hands that had sent her off with hope, and the sacrifices they had made. Over time, Fake's resilience paid off. Teachers praised her intellect, and classmates admired her strength. She wasn't just a village girl, she was a testament to what determination and support could achieve. Fake's journey wasn't just about her success. It was about proving to Kuai's people that their dreams, however distant they seemed, could be within reach. And when she returned to the village years later, she wasn't just a symbol of education, she was a symbol of change, inspiring others to dare to dream beyond the familiar horizon. Fake walked the school hallways, her clothes a vivid reminder of her roots in Kuai village. To her, they were symbols of pride, stitched with love and tradition. But to others, they were strange, out of place, and a subject of ridicule. "Look at her," they whispered as she passed, their voices sharp and cutting. "She's just a village girl." Some of the girls giggled behind perfectly manicured hands, mocking her simple attire. Their laughter stung like tiny needles, piercing her resolve. Fake tried to ignore them, keeping her head high and walking briskly, hoping each day would bring a change. But the whispers turned into taunts, louder and crueler with time. "Village girl," they called, the nickname echoing through the halls. Even some boys joined in, blocking her path with smirks and cold stares. "You don't belong here," they sneered. "Go back to where you came from." Each word weighed on Fake, yet she clenched her fist and reminded herself why she was here. Her village had entrusted her with their dreams, and she couldn't let them down. But the burden grew heavier with each passing day, and Fake began to wonder if the city would crush her spirit entirely. One day, Fake noticed something peculiar about her closest friend, Toshi. Though Toshi's family didn't have much, she always seemed to have new clothes, snacks, and little luxuries that Fake could only dream of. "Toshi," Fake asked one afternoon, curiosity edging her voice, "how do you afford all these things?" Toshi laughed lightly, brushing the question aside. "Just a little hustle here and there," she said with a shrug. But Fake's curiosity only grew. She began to notice how Toshi would disappear in the evenings, dressed more carefully, her eyes carrying a secret spark. Each time Fake asked again, Toshi would wave her off with a smile. "Don't worry about it," she'd say. "One day, you'll understand." Still, the unanswered questions gnawed at Fake's mind. What was Toshi doing? How was she managing to live so comfortably while Fake struggled? Meanwhile, life grew harder for Fake. The money her village sent barely covered her basic needs. Nights were spent on an empty stomach, her hunger a constant ache. She wrote letters to her parents, pouring her struggles onto the page, but Kuai was a poor village. Her family sent what they could, small parcels with dried fish or a few coins, but it was never enough. Her mother's letters came back filled with love and worry. Fake knew her family was sacrificing everything to support her, and the thought only deepened her guilt. At school, her hunger made it hard to focus. During lessons, her stomach growled loudly, earning snickers from her classmates. Fake tried to ignore them, but her strength was fading. Each passing day chipped away at her resolve. One night, lying on her thin mattress with an empty stomach and an aching heart, Fake reached her breaking point. The next morning, she approached Toshi with trembling hands and weary eyes. "Toshi, please," Fake whispered. "I need to know. Let me work with you, whatever it is. I can't live like this anymore." Toshi's expression shifted, her usual smile replaced with a serious gaze. "Fake," she began cautiously, "are you sure? This isn't like other work. It's different." Fake's eyes didn't waver. "I don't care," she said firmly, though her voice betrayed her fear. "I have no choice. Just show me." Toshi hesitated, studying her friend's desperation. After a long silence, she nodded. She led Fake to a secluded corner, where the city's glow cast faint shadows on the walls. "Listen," Toshi said in hushed tones, her voice heavy. "This isn't something you share with anyone. It's a way to make money quickly, but it's not what you'd expect." And there, under the dim light, Toshi revealed the truth. Fake's heart raced as she processed Toshi's words. The reality of what her friend was suggesting was foreign, dangerous, and far removed from anything she could have imagined. It was a path that Kuai village would never approve of, but Fake, weakened by hunger and despair, nodded silently. "I'll do it," she whispered, her voice steady but laced with resignation. For the first time in months, a flicker of relief appeared in her chest, though it was shrouded by an encroaching darkness. That evening, Toshi handed Fake a dress that sparkled like the city lights. It transformed her into someone unrecognizable, someone who could blend into the city's vibrant nightscape. Toshi painted her face with bright colors, accentuating her beauty, and when Fake looked in the mirror, the girl staring back felt like a stranger. "You look perfect," Toshi said with a reassuring smile, though her eyes betrayed a hint of distance. Following Toshi, Fake entered a bustling bar filled with music, laughter, and an air of indulgence. Toshi guided her step by step, teaching her how to charm and entertain. Fake hesitated but obeyed, nervous yet determined. As the night progressed, Fake sat with a man who handed her a sum of money far beyond what she had ever seen. The coins felt heavy in her palm, a stark contrast to the light-hearted fun she had shared with the man in a private room earlier. For a moment, the weight of her hunger seemed to lift, replaced by a fleeting sense of exhilaration. When Fake left the bar that night, her pockets were full, and the city lights appeared brighter than ever. She spent freely, indulging in food and luxuries she had once only dreamed of. The promises she had made to her village began to fade into the background, overshadowed by the thrill of her new life. But this newfound freedom came at a cost. Weeks later, Fake's body began to betray her. Fatigue settled into her bones, and her once bright complexion dulled. A strange swelling in her belly appeared, while the rest of her body grew frail. Her friends noticed the alarming changes, their concern replacing their usual laughter. Rumors spread among the girls. "It's like Goko," one whispered, a mysterious illness spoken of in fear. Despite their efforts to help, Fake's condition worsened. Remedies, herbs, and medicines brought no relief. Her strength faded, and her once vivid eyes grew hollow. As Fake's health declined, her friends grew distant, frightened by the mystery of her illness. Alone and desperate, Fake could feel life slipping away, her dreams dissolving like sand in the wind. Her remaining friends made a final decision. "We must take her back to the village," they whispered, their voices heavy with determination. Fake would return to Kuai village, where she had once carried the hope of her people. This story teaches the importance of staying true to one's values and roots, even in the face of hardship. Fake's journey reveals how seemingly easier paths can lead to dire consequences and how the pursuit of fleeting pleasures can overshadow long-term goals and responsibilities. Watch the story again to uncover the deeper layers of Fake's journey and reflect on the choices we make in life. Share this with friends to spark conversations about resilience, integrity, and the value of staying grounded in tough times. Please subscribe, share, and comment to grow the algorithm and to encourage more of this kind.